Hey, Shalom, brothers. First and foremost, we give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS, the great millstone who rule. Salutations to all ye Akim on the highways and byways that's noising this gospel abroad on the four corners of earth and to the ears of the elect. The brother Zion out of GMS Boston. Lord will, I entitle this one Inside the Mind of the So-Called White Man, a Biblical Perspective. I did a show on this maybe a couple years ago, I want to believe, but Lord's will, we just gonna keep pushing this vibration out there. The scriptures are repetitive, so the prophets were repetitive. It's just this vibration that we're pushing out here. So I got a couple of scriptures here lined up, and I want to just get into how this man thinks, man. Because one of the laws of power is to study your enemy, to know that enemy, and not just to know your enemy and to study him, but revealing who this guy is, man, who this devil is, because he is indeed the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, that word devil goes back to the Latin, which is diablos, which means the deceiver. And this guy is very cunning, and he's very deceptive. He's great at what he does. All right, and he's pushing, but you can tell, all right, when you get into the spirit and you line the things up, you filter what's going on in the world with the scriptures. All right, the Bible leaves clues and characteristics of certain nations. Right, and the so-called characteristics of the so-called white man is a diabolical demon, man. Right, he's a man that indeed needs to be removed from the earth. Right, he needs to be taken out of power. Right, never before has there been rulers, right, a people or a nation, right, a country or a kingdom, an empire that has brought the world to such chaos, man. Right, brought the world to the brink of destruction. Animals are going extinct underneath his power and his rulership. Right, the way he hunts animals down like for sport, not using what's supposed to be using for it. I'm gonna give you an example. When Gad killed the buffalo, Gad used every part of that buffalo, man. Every part of that buffalo, from the skin, right, to make teepees, to the fur, to make clothing, right, from the teeth. The food, but Esau was just going on trails, just killing the buffalo for sport, because he's a demon. That's just one example. Now the buffaloes are extinct. The bald eagle, which happens to be the sign of animal representation of the so-called white man. Matter of fact, since I said that, let's go to Obadiah 1:1 real quick. It says, "The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord power, concerning Edom." Edom is the so-called white nation. And we're going to prove this. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sit among the heathen. And what does an ambassador do? An ambassador is a representation. So the Israelites are the Lord's representation. The scripture tell you we are ambassadors of Yahweh Shai. And the Lord always sent his people, the Israelites, as messengers, as the oracles of the Most High to these heathens. So an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what's going to happen. All these other nations are going to rise up against the so-called white man in battle in this upcoming Third World War. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The so-called white man he's greatly despised throughout all the nations, man. He can't get along with no other nation on the face of the planet. He's caused wars with all these nations on the face of the planet. Right? Why? Because he was prophesied to do so. When you read Revelation, right? Matter of fact, I'll read this one. Matter of fact, I'll save that one. When you read Revelation, it talks about these seals, right? And it talks about these horses, which a horse is a representation of a power. So your car is measured in horsepowers. Alright? So when you see that word horse, it's talking about a power in the book of Revelation. So I'll start at 1. This is Revelation chapter 6 verse 1. And I saw the Lamb open one of the seals. Alright, the Lamb is Yahweh Shai. He was the only one able to open a seal. Alright, the only begotten. The first and the last. The only begotten, first and the last, because he was the only thing created of Yahweh, thus making him the first and the last, the Alpha and Omega. Alright, so he was the only one worthy to open up these seals, according to the book of Revelation. Revelation 6:1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and heard there was a noise of thunder, one of four beasts saying, Come see. And I saw a white horse, Saki, and I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on it, him had a bow, and a crown was given to him. And he went forth conquering to conquer. And when I opened the second seal, I heard the second beast said, Come. And there went out another horse that was red, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and that there was given unto him a great sword. Now that red horse, right, is a power that's been given to the so-called white man. All right, when Esau came out, his skin color was red all over like a hairy garment. All right, and that's spiritual. All right, and the power which was given to him was to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another, and it was given to him a great sword. When you look up that word sword, you always see the first definition that pops up is like a machete, a battle axe. One of the definitions is tools. So a sword is an instrument of death. A slingshot could be a sword. If a rock could be a sword, right? If you use it to kill somebody, right? A gun could be a sword. A bomb could be a sword. All right. So that power was given to him. That power was given to him, and that power really, when you go back to Genesis, right, the 27th chapter, you're gonna see Genesis chapter 27 verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Esau, again, the progenitor of the so-called white man. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, look. But Isaac said, Look, behold, thy dwelling is going to be the fatness of the earth. Right? So meaning, wherever the earth, the majority of the earth was going to be ruled and dominated by him and his people, his ancestry, his children. All right? So Isaac, his father, answered and said, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heaven from above. All right? And the dew of the heaven from above. That power was given to him to put a no-fly zone over a nation that's not theirs. All right? And it tell you can't just get up in a plane and just go fly wherever the hell you want. All right? Esau will tell you to come down, or he'll shoot the plane down. So that power over the skies has been given unto him. All right? You can't just make a satellite and decide you want to just launch it, or launch a rocket without his consent. All right, and the dew of the heaven from above, and by thy sword thou shalt live, and thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou have dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck. All right, so the sword was given to him, and by the sword he's gonna live. All right, so let's go back to Revelation. So it says, Revelation. It says in that they should kill one another. All right. So when you look at these wars, going back, let's see, where you want to go back from? Man, this guy has such a lot, and it's amazing how he's pointed Jake as the enemy, the bad guy, the dangerous man. When this man has, we'll start back from the Grecians. All right, we'll go back to Alexander the Great, who slew many nations and took down many strongholds, and many people became tribute unto Alexander. He's known for how fastly he conquered. He's known to us for defiling the temple. And then you go to the Romans, right? The Roman Empire, which was nothing but a bunch of Neanderthals, fucking Vikings, barbarians. They had the nerve to call people that weren't Roman citizens barbarians, but those Romans were savages. And then you go to the British Empire, right? And what they did to these East Indians, right? And what they did to Singapore, and what they did to Vietnam and the French, right? What they did to Haiti, right? And what the Portuguese did in the island of Cabo Verde, right? And what they did in Africa, and the Dutch, and what they did in South Africa, and what America, what the English did to the Native American Indians, the so-called Native American Indians, which is the tribe of Gad, and what they did up in Canada, the Louisiana Purchase. We could go on and on and on. right? From the Revolutionary War, right? The War of 1812, the Civil War. Okay, you can go into the World War I, World War II. Every major conflict has been in one way or another behind these people. Even when you have renegade armies fighting down there in whether it be Ecuador or whether it be in Chile or whether it be in Guatemala, you know, you better believe the so-called white man Esau is behind it. In Africa, those little armies that's fighting over those, or you better believe that he's behind it, man. You better believe it. Okay. Okay, they went to Vietnam. They went to North Korea, right? They dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese, right? World War I, World War II. Millions and millions of people have died, and this is because this power was given to them that they should take peace from the earth. All right, and they should kill one another. Now let me jump down to verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Right, and this is spiritual again, right? Because these people have pale skin, which is a curse according to the scriptures. The Leviticus law says that their skin is a curse. It's a curse to have leopard skin, right? To have pale skin, no hue, right? The word hue goes back to color, tint, and shade. So when you put that word hue and man together, it means a man of color, tint, and shade. And a human being is somebody with compassion, you know. This so-called white man lacks compassion, man. This man this man has a nuclear arsenal that can destroy the world tenfold, man. He's a diabolical demon, right? That needs to be removed from power. If he's not removed from power, everybody's gonna die, and this is scriptural, because the Lord said if he didn't come back, no flesh will be saved. All right, so he says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Again, translucent skin, right? Skin subjected to the heat rays. With no protection for every animal and every nationality on the skin on the planet has a protection from the Earth's natural heat waves, man. That's why these people are cancer prone. They have horrible skin. They age like milk. All right, this is a curse. But they want to push out the curse is the beautiful thing. Why? Because they're Satan. They're the adversary. They're the opposite of the scriptures. They're contrary to the righteousness of it. And his name that sat on it was death, and hell followed him. And everywhere Esau goes, hell follow him, man. Right? When Esau landed on the shores of the Plymouth Rock, hell followed him, man. And death followed him. A plague followed him. They gave smallpox to the natives. Right? They had syphilis. Right, they had all kind of diseases with them. Right, when they went to Africa, when they went to Australia, when they went to Asia, everywhere they go, hell follows them, and death. And the power was given to them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Now I got here, right, depopulation. Right, and it says right here, videos of depopulation agenda, and who you see at the helm, man. Who do you see? Let me just click images. Right, who do you see at the helm? Who do you see? You see the so-called white man. Look. Look. The Georgia Guidestones. The so-called white man. Right? This is who you see. All these rich people, right? With all this money talking about depopulation. Well, the scripture says what? The scriptures say to be fruitful and to multiply. It proves that he's Satan, that he's the enemy of the world, because his agenda is one of depopulation. Matter of fact, let's click on this real quick. This is the Georgia Guidestones. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. That's not a perpetual balance with nature, because the scriptures say to be fruitful and multiply. It proves that the power has been given to him, and not just these thoughts. He has the power to act out on his thoughts. You see a food and supplement, right? Radiation, GMOs, chemtrails, drugs and vaccines, man. Who has the power over these things, man? Who has the power? Who's experimenting with radiation? Right? You opened up a wormhole to allow these other nations to be forced to obtain thermonuclear weaponry, because you used one. You used an atomic bomb. And when you realize the only nations that America hasn't invaded are nations that are thermonuclear, that have thermonuclear capability. So they ran in Iraq. They ran in Syria. Right? They ran all up in Afghanistan. They ran all up in Libya. Now they're not gonna run in North Korea like that, or a nation like China, or a nation like India or Pakistan, because they got the bomb. So you force these other nations to protect themselves from you. So when you read it's so important to understand when you read the book of Revelation, who has this power? The so-called African. Now let's go back to what we said in Genesis, right? Because it says, behold, Genesis 27 and 39, it says, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the so-called African is not dwelling in the fatness of the earth. When you look at the dominion of the so-called white man, they have all of Russia. They've conquered all of North America. They've conquered all of South America. They conquered the majority of Africa is colonized, man. They have those lands. They have the islands of the sea. Esau controls it. You still have the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, right? Australia, no other nation or nationality on the planet has went forth conquering like you have. You can't say that the Chinese man went forth conquering the world, all right? Or the East Indian man went forth conquering the world. Nope, they don't fit that prophecy. The only one that fits that prophecy is the so-called white man. All right. So, what's we at? Back in Obadiah, it says, "Thy pride of thy heart have deceived thee." Yeah, because pride is deceitful. And nobody has the pride of the so-called white man. You can't outmatch his pride. Right? The scriptures say he hates pride. So the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, because in their mind they think that they're going to rule forever. Right? And they think they have the answer to all their problems. They think they have the solution. It's Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. And again, I'm going to entitle this one, Inside the Mind of the So-Called White Man, from a biblical perspective, because this is their inward thoughts. Psalm 49 and 11, their inward thoughts is, their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. All right? So their inward thought, their brain is, look, their houses are going to continue on forever. They're going to continue on forever. They're going to rule forever. This is like a fantasy of theirs. This is what they want, but this is not what's going to happen. Why? Because the scriptures say elsewhere. And deep down inside, they know. They know. That's why the scriptures say in Revelation 12 and 12, the devil is going to come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. All right. Whose dwelling places? And they shall call the lands after their own names. America Vespucius, right? Africo Scipicanus, which was the African general that finally took down the Carthage. Right? Hannibal's army. Right? When you're dealing with Washington, that they named that city after a man, George Washington. You have towns like Lincoln. Right? All these cities, Sydney, Australia. All right, all these towns and these places were named after so-called white people. Who fits this prophecy? Who fits it? All right, the so-called white man. The so-called white man. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Yeah, that's what a Caucasian is, a cave dweller. Mount Seir. That's why they build big skyscrapers. When you look at these buildings, they're nothing but modern-day caves. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Who dwelt in the clefts of the rocks? Who's the crocodile Dundee? Right, the so-called white man. whose habitation is high. Again, because the scriptures say you're not allowed to build over 3 stories. Here you have the so-called white man with skyscrapers all the way in the sky, and not just their physical habitation, but their way of living. Right? He's on high while everybody else is on low. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? His pride. Who's going to take America down? Who's going to defeat the EU? Who has a better military? Who has a better economy? Who controls the money? That's what they say. Who's gonna bring us down to a low state? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, who exalts himself as the eagle? Right? The animal for America is a bald eagle, and it's not just America. Let me see this. Do this real quick. It's not just the eagle for America, right? In fact, go ahead, search this faster. A lot of the Romans took on that sign. All right, let's push this. All right, we'll do Roman eagle, right? Then we'll do images. Oh, your cover's blown, Esau. Look, what we have here, the Nazis. This is the Romans, right? Your cover's blown, Esau. Look, nothing to see here. Move along, right? Man, how were the hidden things that Esau searched out? Right? Let's do Greek. Let's do Greek. Let's do the Greek. You see? You see this eagle? This eagle? It's the Lord letting you know who the nation of Edom is. Esau with the eagle tatted on his back. What y'all want to do? Y'all want teaming? Teaming? Not just America. It ain't just America with the eagle. See these Germans? I'm not gonna get away from the eagle because that's your sign. That's your sign. Let's go back to Obadiah. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars. Right? Right? This is what the scripture means, though thou set thy nest among the stars. Who's that? That's Esau. That's the so-called white man. That's the so-called white man behind all this. That's what that means when it says, though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how wilt thou cut off? Would thou have not stolen till thou had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would thou not leave some grapes? How were the hidden things of Esau searched out? How was his hidden things sought up? That sought up through his men. That sought up through his men. So we know what we're dealing with when we deal with the so-called white man. Right? We know about his depopulation agenda, him trying to hide out into space. We link it up with the scripture. We know the power that was given to him, pursuing the Revelation, right? The 6th chapter. We know the power that was given to him going back to Isaac, which is Genesis, meaning the beginning, which was from the beginning. We know his inward thought, right? We know how he names the cities after himself, and his hopes is that his house shall last forever. All right, now let's get into this video real quick. That I got.
Now it's time for my word. Do your duty. Make more babies. That's the lesson drawn out of 2 interesting stories over the last couple of days. First, a story yesterday that half of the kids in this country under 5 years old are minorities. By far the greatest number are Hispanic. Know what that means? 25 years and the majority population is Hispanic. Why is that? Well, Hispanics are having more kids, and others, notably the ones Hispanics called gabachos, white people, are having fewer. Now, in this country, European ancestry people, white people, are having kids at the rate that does sustain the population. It grows a bit. That compares to Europe, where the birth rate is in the negative zone. They're not having enough babies to sustain their population. Consequently, they're inviting in more and more immigrants every year to take care of things, and those immigrants are having way more babies than the native population, hence Eurabia. Why aren't they having babies? Because babies get in the way of a prosperous and comfortable modern life. Peanut butter fingerprints on the leather seats in the BMW. The Euros are in particular can't be bothered with kids. Underscore that second point, a second story today reports that Vladimir Putin is so concerned about the declining and imploding population of Russia, he is paying couples to have babies. Imagine, procreating for cash in Mother Russia. Putin has taken this step because at the rate things are going, Russia will lose close to 45 million in population in the next 45 years. Russia will be 2/3 of today's population. This is not a good trend for Russia, and it won't be here either if that should happen. Put it bluntly, we need more babies. Forget about that zero population growth stuff that my poor generation was misled on. Why is this important? Because civilizations need population to survive. So far, we're doing our part here in America, but Hispanics can't carry the whole load. The rest of you get busy. Make babies. Or put another way, a slogan for our times. Procreation, not recreation. That's my words.
You told the damn devil Hispanics can't carry all the load. He's a damn devil, right? He's a damn devil because, hey, this happened in the ancient world. When we were in the land of Egypt, right, we were overpopulating. And the Pharaoh issued forth that decree, alright, to kill the firstborn male. Alright, and here you have today, you have Planned Parenthood. You have Planned Parenthood, and that's nothing but a modern day child sacrifice, right? Look at this. This. This is all set up by Esau, the so-called white man, to kill babies. This man's a demon. He must be removed from power, man. BlackGenocide.org, the most dangerous place for an African American, so-called, just Judite, is in the womb. You think following on a close second, so-called Ephraimite. When I say Ephraimite, I mean all the women from the Northern Kingdom. All the women from the Northern Kingdom. Alright, so let's get into Wisdom of Solomon. Then we're gonna close this out. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning within himself, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to return from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be here as we have never been. For the breath of our nostrils is as smoke and a spark of a moment of our heart. Basically, YOLO. Live once, you only live once. We only live one life to live. We're all gonna die soon. We all die one day. Live it up, right? And our names shall be forgotten in time. Yeah, this is what this video is about. When you go into all these videos right here, if you see on the side, this is something that they say. Jared Taylor talks about the decline. Watch this. Watch this. Let me click this video. This damn devil. Hey, but this devil right here, Jared Taylor, at least he tells the truth. You know. This devil tells the truth. Go back real quick while this loads.
And when you are hunting for racism all the time, you will find it in places where it does not exist.
Если вы будете все время охотиться за расизмом, вы найдете его там, где его попросту нет.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
I should have did it. I should have did my research on this first, but yeah. Oh, if you watch these videos, that's what they talk about. How to destroy a country, how to destroy a culture, demographic decline. They go into stuff like this, and it's all scriptural, because when you read Wisdom of Solomon, this is what they're talking about. It says our name shall be forgotten in time, right? And eventually, when these people are wiped out, right? The scriptures say that, in Job, in Job and in Isaiah, you know, he shall perish forever like his own dung. They that see him shall say, you know, who is he? Where is he? You know, our children are not going to believe that there was a nationality, a group of people on the earth so diabolical, so damn demonic, that actually tried to fight the Lord, you know, that did these things to us. All right, so this is their thoughts, is that their name will be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. Yeah, because all these statues are going to get eradicated. They're going to be taken down. Mount Rushmore is going to be blown up. Cesare Borgias are going to be yanked off the wall in due time. All right, there's going to be no more Jesus Christ posted up images. There's going to be no more idols. All right, everything that you've done is going to be wiped off the face of the earth, mainly America. Our lives shall pass away as a trace of the cloud, and shall be dispersed in the mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away. Again, and the book of Job says the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So it says, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away. Hey, this video right here, right, going back to the other one, is indicative to that. It proves that. Nobody else is talking about the population. The Asians are not talking about, worrying about, you know, they have a population in the billions. The Africans in the billions. All right, the East Indians are in the
time for
building.
my word. Do your duty.
Nobody
Make
else
more babies.
is
That's the
worried
lesson
about
drawn out of two interesting stories over the last couple of days. First, the story yesterday that half of the kids in this country under 5 years old.
Nobody else has a depopulation agenda, man. Besides the so-called white man. Alright, besides the so-called white man. So nobody else thinks like this. It says, for a time is very shadow that passes away, and our after end is not returning, for it is fast sealed that no man cometh again. Come therefore, and let us enjoy the good things that are pleasant. Let us speedily use the creatures like in our youth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wines, Moet and Cristal, Ace of Spades, and ointments, right? And let no flower of the spring pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds, right? Caesars, before they be willy. That's why you see commercials of so-called white women skipping in flowers and dancing in flowers and shit like that, and rolling around in the grass. But they're in their kingdom. They're in their kingdom. Let none of us go without his a part of voluptuousness. That's why they divided the world like they did. They split it up. Right? They said, okay, the French, you take this area. Right? The English, you're going to take this area. The Dutch, you guys conquer this area. Right? Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness, statues, Mount Rushmores, cities, right? In every place. For this is our portion. This is our lot. This is what they lot. This is, going back to Revelation. Right? Going back to Genesis. Right? After Esau got played of his birthright, he cried a little bit, right? But when something happens to you, eventually you're gonna get over it, and you're gonna play the cards that was dealt to you, and that's what Esau is doing. He know he doesn't have the blessing. That jealousy of us having the blessing is there forever. So now he's just going to play the cards that was dealt to him. He's going to be the demon that the Heavenly Father created him to be, and that's all he can do. Right? Now let's see what he says. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow. Nor reference the ancient grays hairs of the age. So in other words, the old, right? And the widow, they don't spare no man. That's going back to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. The curses that's upon us. Let our strength be the law of justice. Their strength is the law of justice. That's why when the police put a nigga to death, they get away with it, right? Because it's not talking about our justice, our law. Our laws are righteous. We're dealing with the wicked, right? For that which is feeble is found to be nothing wroth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doing. He upbraideth us with our offending of the law, and object to our infamy, the transgression of our education. Yeah, we're against them, so they're against us. Right? We upbraideth us with his transgression, with the transgressions of education. Right? Because he is clean contrary to our doings. Right? He's Satan. So what are they going to do? They hate us. They hate us. And this is why. Verse 13. He professeth to have the knowledge of the Most High. He calleth himself the children of the Most High. And that's what we do. We profess to have the knowledge of the Most High because we do have the knowledge of the Most High. And they hate us for that. He was made to reprove our thoughts. And we rebuked them. We tell them that they're going off according to the scriptures. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. So in other words, and they hate to even look at us, man. They hate to even look at us. It's all a spiritual thing. They hate to look at us. That's why when they ride by you, you know, in a car, they give you that dirty look. Right? Or that bitch you walking by, that white Edomite bitch, and she give you that fake fucking smile. This is all scriptural, man. It's all spiritual. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. We ain't not like these other people. We're totally different. We're totally different. It says we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. Yeah, they're fake. We expose them, right? Their money's fake. It's paper fiat. It's not backed by any gold. Right? The nationality is fake. They're not the real Jews. They're Khazars. Right? They're not the real children of the Most High. This whole society that they set up is fake. Facebook, fake hair, fake nails, fake ass, fake tits, fake people. Alright? So everything is fake. He abstained from our ways as filthiness. Yeah, his ways are filthy to us. We don't celebrate Halloween or Christmas. We don't eat pork. Natural things of this world we abstain from because it's filthiness. It's profane. Outside the temple, that's profanity. It's wicked. It's demonic. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and it is just. Why? Because the scriptures say what? It's Matthew chapter 5 verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. The so-called white man knows he's not the meek. He knows he's not going to inherit the earth. That's why he's destroying the earth. That's why he's depopulating the earth. That's why he's talking about make more babies. The Hispanics can't do it all. That's why he's making weapons the way he's making weapons. That's why he doesn't mind war. That's why he doesn't mind war. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his Father. Yeah, we are the children of the Most High, and we boast in that. The Spirit, Romans 16, chapter 8, so the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children, man. Joint ears with Yahweh Shai. We do boast about that. Why? Because it's the truth. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen at the end. For if the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemies. Let us examine him with a shameful death, by his own words, saying he shall be respected. And this is what they do. This is the mind of the so-called white man. A damn demon, man. He's contrary to life. He's not about life, but he pushes this agenda that he is about life. So you think that he's a good guy. He's all about giving charity, making cures for the diseases he's created, or trying to start peace for the wars he started. I see it a lot. He set the front door of your house on fire and kick down the back door and come save you. Here you are giving praises to the man who actually caused harm to your family, caused harm to your house, destroyed your stuff. Right? He's that sneaky. He's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Alright, so with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS, the great millstone, and salutations to all Yakim on the highways, and tell you brothers to keep pushing. Shalom.